On September 23, 1889, just weeks before his 30th birthday, an entrepreneur named Fusajiro Yamauchi opened a small, rickety-looking shop in the heart of Kyoto. To attract the attention of passing rickshaws and wealthy denizens, he inscribed the name of his new enterprise on the storefront window, Nintendo, which had been selected by combining the kanji characters nin, ten, and do. Taken together, they meant roughly, leave luck to heaven, though like most successful entrepreneurs, Yamauchi found success by making his own luck. In an era where most businessmen were content to survive off the modest returns of regional mainstays such as sake, silk, and tea, he decided it was time to try something new. So instead of selling a conventional product, Fusajiro Yamauchi opted for a controversial one, a product that the Japanese government had legalized only 5 years earlier: playing cards. The history of Japan's relationship with playing cards is as noble as it is bizarre. It began in the late 16th century, when visiting Portuguese sailors first introduced card games. This popular Western pastime quickly spread throughout Japan. At the same time as this frenzy was overtaking the nation, Japan's military commanders were growing increasingly incensed by the rapid influx of European missionaries. To ward off this flood of Christianity, the Japanese government issued a series of edicts that effectively closed the country's borders and banned many Western items, including clocks, eyeglasses, and, of course, playing cards. As a means to circumvent the ban on cards, the Japanese obediently stopped producing Western cards with 4 suits and 12 numbers, and instead constructed cards with the seasons, also 4, and months of the year, also 12. These new playing cards, which also featured altered illustrations and were intended for games with modified rules, became known as Hanafuda cards and lent themselves to more complex games like bridge and mahjong. Eventually, the government caught on and banned these as well. But even that wasn't enough to deter the popularity of Hanafuda cards, which survived into the 19th century by being played behind closed doors. That all changed in 1885, when a more open-minded Japanese government withdrew several restrictions that had been imposed on gambling and the manufacturing of Hanafuda cards. For the first time in centuries, people who had been playing this game illegally, like 26-year-old Fusajiro Yamauchi, were finally able to do so out in the open. This led Yamauchi to spend more time playing the game, which led to a series of entrepreneurial ideas and eventually to the opening of that fateful Nintendo shop on September 23, 1889. There, in the heart of Kyoto, he and a small team of employees crafted paper from the bark of mulberry trees, mixed these thin slits with soft clay, and then added the Hanafuda card designs with inks made from berries and flower petals. Nintendo's cards, particularly a series called Daitorio, which featured an outline of Napoleon Bonaparte on the package, became the most successful in all of Kyoto. The fate of Nintendo looked very promising, until future success was threatened by that of the past. Because those early years had gone so well, all the region's households seemed to already have a deck of Hanafuda cards, and demand came to a halt. To overcome this issue, he set his sights on the one place where the demand never diminished: casinos. In the smoky dens of Japan's gambling parlors, the highest-stakes tables would open a new pack of cards for each game. Yamauchi recognized the incredible potential and signed contracts with nearly 70 gambling parlors. With each one going through hundreds of packs every week, Nintendo's profits soared. Up until this point, Yamauchi had been selling his cards exclusively in Nintendo shops, but if he ever wanted to see Nintendo become a household name, he needed a way to reach more households. That path to pervasiveness came when he struck a deal with the Japan Tobacco and Salt Public Corporation, the state-run monopoly operated by the Japanese Ministry of Finance, which agreed to sell Nintendo cards in their many cigarette shops scattered throughout the nation. After several decades of staggering success, Fusajiro Yamauchi retired in 1929 and was succeeded by his son-in-law, Sekiro Yamauchi, who ran Nintendo efficiently for 19 years, but in 1948 he had a stroke and was forced to retire. With no male children, he offered Nintendo's presidency to his grandson, Hiroshi, who was 21 years old and studying law at Waseda University.